Okay, I'm going to create a new Windows Forms project. And we're going to start off by creating a new form. And I'm going to call it login form. And let's start adding controls. So we're going to add the cancel button. The cancel is typically the rightmost button. Call it button cancel. And we are going to set its dialog result property to cancel. And we're going to add a OK button. Call it button OK. And its dialog result will be OK. And then we're going to add a text box for user input. So the user would type in their username, of course. I'm going to call it text input. And I'm going to click on the form. And we're going to set the accept button. The accept button is going to be button OK. So when the user presses enter, the OK button is going to be pressed. And the cancel button. The cancel button cancel. So when the user presses exit, the cancel button is going to be the button clicked or whatever. Okay, and we might want to change the form border style to like fixed tool window. In your actual releases, you want to make sure you anchor all of your controls properly, like you would if the form would be able to be openly resized. This is because when the display settings on the user's system changes, the form size will change and your controls will seem to be contorted. Just a little thing I realized one day. Okay, so let's go and work in the main form. Oh, by the way, I tried showing the login form in this little area here, doing something like this, but as soon as the login form is closed, the entire application closes. And there doesn't seem to be an easy way around this, so we're not going to bother doing that. We're going to show the main form and then show the login form within the main form. So let's go to the main form. And we're going to override onload, and you'll see why we're using onload later. We're going to wrap the login form in a using statement. This is very important because, hold on, let me finish this. This is very important because when you when the user presses the X button on a login form, or a dialog result is returned from the login form using show dialog, then the form is not actually released from memory. It's not closed, and you can actually re-show it if you wish. Okay, so let's show the form. So if form login show dialog is equal to dialog result .ok. So if the user presses the OK button, then we're going to do this. And I'm going to have to go back to the login form because I forgot to do something. We're going to expose the text property of the text box. Public string. We're going to call this username. And it's going to return the text box text property. Now we can finally assign to the text property of the form here. Username. And if the user presses, or if the show dialog returns anything other than dialog result.ok, then we're just going to exit the application. And you can do this by calling this.close or application.exit. And you cannot do this in the form constructor. So we're doing this. That's why I have this code in the onload override here. Let's test it out. So I'm going to hit cancel. The application closes and hit OK, type in a username, and it says hello df in the main form. And another bit of advice, if your form is articulated to be shown as a dialog only, you might want to change its name so that it says dialog. So login dialog. I like to do this. I like this practice. And that's it for this video. See ya.